Hey everybody, welcome to the Ranch. Today on the farm, we're going to be finishing up with this hay field here and moving over to where we cut the soybeans out yesterday, and going to be building our new cattle enclosure there. For now, let's get over and jump in that tractor and get busy. Got some new gadgets to show you guys today. Back in before we start, and turn loose. So first of all, found a new way to quick change vehicle to vehicle. And I'll drop a link into the comments when I'm done here, but it allows you to scroll through your vehicles down at the bottom, and you can actually jump to those. The other things you can do is you can actually block one where you don't jump to it at all. You can here to the, and they just click jump. So pretty handy, actually. It also has a save button, has a power button so you can jump out. Headlights off, on, up, down, overheads. Lots of really neat little tweaks to it here. So we're going to jump to our XAT right here and find our. The only thing I don't like about it is you can't run your other stuff over the top of it, so wind up having to close it up and down a lot. But open this up where we can see our course close there. So change over to nearest, flip around, put it on. So this was one of the things I was talking about the other day, is you can actually do the odd and even rows separately, which allows you to have a little more turning radius when you come in. Very handy right there. So let's go ahead and drop down, on. And we're gonna go with nearest waypoint and start it up. Yep. Good to go. Now, over here and set our truck up. It's ready to go. All we need to do is jump back in. We have everything set up. Put it on. So we're going to be putting that in the new silo, the big one. That'll be great. You can't jump over it. Mower. We've got stuff ready to mow too. Let's take Alright. Yeah, our grass is ready to go again. Ready to. Yep, got grass ready. This is the grass we're cutting right now. Alright, yep. X out. Or excuse me. Jet code. Predator. And our mower. Maybe I will get our hay off today. It'd be a great big day if, you know. Get our bud up here where we can see it. Got all more tools back up where we can see what we're doing there. Done here. I'm gonna be honest, I think we can get this hay off of here with the baler today. Means that we're gonna need the windrower. Here, grab the Berger. Just a little much. Only took 3 tries. what we're going to do is set him up to go outside of the field here. Get this mopped up. A full meter, negative, there, and all that in. Want him to be merged right. Actually, to generate the force that we want, is it's back on the way. And away we go. Animation on this merger is actually really good too. I mean, Giants just really knocks it out of the park sometimes. Sometimes not so much, but sometimes. I love this McCormick tractor. Had to do a little research on it. I had not actually, didn't know anything about it. So, they're made in Italy. With a name like McCormick, I mean, what else would you expect? Pretty neat little tractor for real, in real life. They do come in colors other than red. But in the game, that's all we get. Yes, Giants says you'll take what we give you and you'll like it. And pretty much I do. Sunflowers are getting ready over there. They'll be ready to come off before too long. Check right. Well, we're having those hang-up problems again. I pulled a log on that and took a look at it, and I'll be quite frank with you, I didn't get any satisfaction as to knowing what's going on with the log. It says that it's doing a texture update in the background. I'm guessing that it has to do with some mod that I'm running. I did find out that the Tri-6 any of you guys that are using it, the big fence proto is actually got a lot of issues in it, and I'm not real sure what happened. What I researched on it said that it had a bunch of errors where things had not been updated from the FS22 version. Not being facetious, but the phraseology that was used is that a lazy modder did not rescript the things that should have been scripted. If you're the modder, I'm sorry. It was not my opinion. That was an opinion that was given to me. But yeah, that was what I found out on the Tri-6 anyway. Kind of disappointing because I really enjoy using that tractor, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to unload, take it off, unload that mod, because one of the things that kind of came out of the research on that is that can cause some of the switching issues and things that I've been having of late. Really would like to not have to do that, or not have to deal with those issues. Run over and check on the combines, or the next at. Yeah. Plan is complete. I'm gonna put the large pasture right here, and this will be our this whole thing will be our pasture. Probably going to go with the Herefords in here. Don't know if it's a matter of the realistic livestock mod favors the Herefords or not, but on the Montana map, the Backwoods County map that I'm playing, the Herefords are outproducing the Angus and Limousine almost 2-1. Given that difference, I really don't see any sense in running any other beef cattle on this than that. I do intend to go in and do some XML modifications in the realistic livestock mod, as I do not think that we are getting the level of cattle that we should in that. It seems like when you go to the sale, there's an awful lot of low quality animals there, so you're not really getting your money's worth out of that. Again, the mod's free, but when I'm saying money's worth, I mean the cattle that you're buying, because that system is genetically locked. You are kind of locked into the quality of cattle that the game gives you under that. It's not like under the old one. If you're not playing with that, it's not like the old system where you come in and you tell it you want to buy 100 head of cattle. Well, you really can't do that in bulk the way you could in the regular game. So kind of have a little bit of an issue with that, because so you're literally trying to buy and breed up, and if you're not getting the best cattle for that buy up, you're not really gonna enjoy some of the benefits of that. Make some adjustments to our scroll there. It wasn't covering the screen the way it should. But back to what we're talking about. So since you have the issues that you have with cattle purchase, and it's so genetically locked, it makes it difficult to get a decent round of cattle started. I've been playing on this particular map and this game save for 2 weeks now. I could give you the hours. I'd have to look when I log in. But even at that, in checking the sale barn every day for updated cattle, really not getting any. Quite frankly, that's a little disappointing. The process that I grew up around was that about once a year you would send a couple of cattle pots to Old Mexico, and they would come back full of cattle, cheaper cattle. And what you would do is you would bring them back and put them out on green wheat and feed them out, and work all your cattle in the springtime and get them ready to fatten up, and put them on the green wheat, get them fattened up, and send them to sale. The game doesn't allow you to do that. It's I suspect, and it does not make it correct, but I actually suspect that this has more to do with the fact that they don't really want you eating the cattle in the game. In other words, if you're beef cattle, if you're ranching like I try to do, they're kind of trying to discourage you from actually using the cattle in that manner. But if they're going to put Herefords, Limousines, and Angus in the game, then that's what you're there for, though. That's what those breeds you're pretty much there for. I have islands in the other map. The Backroads County map. Once he's done here, we're going to get him started. Heading back to the... A little quick on the draw there. Stuck. Hard on the old neck set right there. Since we didn't get a full load of NOLA, we're going to have to manually trigger the truck. It's this. Get him started parking. Ran over myself. And 79,508 liters of canola. I'm gonna hang on to this canola and see if I can't get a better price later in the season. So have 3 more big fields here that are ready to go in the next few days. That sign, I guess. Hey, Elmira. Stuck on the road. trail. Get a little load of canola there. Can't have him park. Jump out and grab the truck. Now, you can terraform all this stuff with equipment in the game. Everything up except for building the field or the pen, the pasture. Normally, what I would do is come in with treat it just like I was going to do it for real. I would come in, plow, cultivate, fertilize, and everything. But the thing about it is the way the cattle pasture work in game is that even if you go through all of that, you still wind up having to create pasture in the game anyways, so it's just kind of a way. My wife just came in and told me that Robert Duvall passed away today at 95. I don't know how many of you guys actually remember while one of my favorite movies with him in it is actually the can't think of the name of it now, the Lions one with the lions in it, and this is a pretty good movie. So back to what we were doing. We're going to go ahead and fix our pasture here. So we're going to go to build mode, construction. We're going to go to animals, we're going to go to cows, and the pasture that I use is the fenceless pasture without water. This one here. I just don't like dealing with waiting for the water. So this is my thoughts on this. I always try to line this up with something, and I'm going to do it with the I'll show you guys why I use the fenceless version here in a second. I want to pull it back from the road here a little bit. I've got room to make a turn. Then I'm going to bring it here. But Lonesome Dove and just a lot of great movies. The one with Can't think of the name of it either. The one with Will Smith, where he was the guy that was old CIA agent, I guess is the best way to put it. And really good movie too. Oh, you know what? That was not him. That was Gene Hackman. I hate to say that. I messed that up. That was Lex Luthor's own self. And I have a reason for doing what I'm doing here. This gap is that and yes I do. There we go. And it plants your meadow for you, which is exactly what I was hoping for there. We've got our meadow. Good old meadow. Good to go. Now then, we're going to do our fence. So I've found that it's a lot better for me anyway to do it this way. I use pretty much the same fence that the game is going to use. But by doing it myself, I can actually add my own gates and stuff to it. It's more hog wire fence up. That. This is the one the game uses here. I really need to get one with metal T-post. I'm sure they have one. I just haven't seen it. This one is metal T-post here, but it's on a concrete base, and I don't care for that. Again, it's all aesthetics. It's not like it's going to keep the cows in. The field keeps the cows in. Go with the game one. What I generally try to do is a gate here. We're just going to use their new gate here. Go. Wish they'd come up with a cattle guard for this. Really what I would like to see. Go. We don't always get what we want in the game, so that. I do prefer to have the metal gates. Yep. Have to wait for a minute again. got a lot going on this machine. I mean, I'm streaming OBS and put another gate down here. Probably gonna flip it. Here's a cute little trick to do this. Don't touch your mouse. Right click. Left click again. And it'll almost exactly flip the gate for you. Which is handy dandy. If you're at all particular about stuff, the way you set or load the gate or the way you put the gate down is the way the gates swing. So do that. And that's another thing, I don't know if you've done much of this or not, but when you set one of these down, I'm doing this really long run here, if you decide that you don't like this where it's at, you're going to have to take that whole big chunk out. Is the deal. Well, finishes our cattle pasture. Let's go ahead and get our driveway painted in. I'll go ahead and fix these corners too, just because it's ugly. I wish this paint function would work when you're laying grass and stuff in. It does not. So if I switch over to grass now, I'm going to have to manually, painstaking, lay that out. Pretty easy on this one. But some of them it's a bear to do. Just FYI, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you lay down paint grass like what I'm doing here, it doesn't actually calculate as part of your meadow. So if you're relying on meadow to partially feed your animals, you lose these strips down this. Down here, need to fix. Don't want that canola there in the corner from now on. That's good. Let's put an air road up for this. Make this look like it's the back way in is the plan here. Give a little look at it. Yeah, look at pretty good. So now then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing from point to point here in the map. So what I want to do is I'm going to come over here, find my gate. shape. Not. Yep. Try to make this look used is the actual plan here. That over here. What we want to do is be sure that this is navigable, and the only way to make sure of that is if you get a bunch of mud on it, wind up fighting that every time it rains, like real life. We don't want it to be too perfect. What we're all about. find it's easier to pull than push. Just me. Now, then, that's not too bad. Next thing we're going to do is probably jump back out of this first. And we're going to start laying out our drives here. One of the things that we need to do is fix this first. Not that I'm picky or anything. We're going to cover that in gravel anyway. A little rough. We're going to go with this one. So one of the things you get into is what I was talking about right there was that particular gravel. It's super rough. It'll damn near throw you out of the truck. Another thing we're going to try to do is I'm going to run up here and see if we can use object hider and get rid of that sign. Otherwise, I'm going to have to actually open this up in GE to get rid of it. Sometimes it will let you, and sometimes it will not. And this is a will not. Yep, not on less dip, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Field cleared. We wanted it. Now then, what we need to do is we're going to go over and pick up a brand new auger wagon. Oh, there's the Bergman. This is the one I usually use. It's a smaller haul. Oh, I saw all of that. Missions, odds, why not? And we don't need a mud guard. We're gonna call this one TMR. Hey, there you go. Yep. Bye. And we're going to need a hoss or a tractor to pull this. Get us a hoss and a tractor. Let's see. By the way, I still have this fence in the game. If you're running this, be sure and check your log file. It seems to be throwing a lot of errors. Let's run the big boss. Run the gloss. And I'm running the engine power mod. Quite frankly, if you're gonna do it, why not? I'm gonna run. I'd run the heavyweights on there. I think we need any additional weight. I'll be pulling a lot of these. And let's get a store and get him started. This is my shop delivery tractor. I had to use it earlier. And over that lady. Didn't belong in the garage anyway. Beef processing, large silo. Oh, lake. Good. We need to make sure what side that is. There are pipes on the left. More left up. Up. Do grab our truck. Drive and it. Let's do this way here rather than because if I make these turns with this and they're too tight for him, it will be a mistake. And we need to go front truck anyway, because my big delivery truck did not make it back to the base. I need to see if I can figure out where he's at. Which is perfect use for this new toy. Is one of these two, one right there. Ah, that's why he's here. Gotcha. That Bailey. Super strength turned on. I do not, but I'm gonna. Normally I do not do that, but I was having some. I brought this over here because that PTO is supposed to have automatic forks. So I brought it over here yesterday. I brought it over here yesterday to set it up, and I did not have automatic forks that I was told I had. So all I had over here was a bale spike, and it would not work. So take the shortcut. Yep. All the way. Get our truck sent home. And away we go. So the next thing, oops, wrong one. Thing we want to do is grab that new there. Get up, cover, and load it up with TMR. Okay. Next. I did not check what my trailer would haul. Messed up. Hang on to this trailer, but we're not going to be able to use it for what I would want to use it. Park it here, out of the way. Get back to the shop. Does the boss bought the wrong thing? See what we can find here. I want a bigger auger than what I have in the other map. Try the Bergman. EMR. The Bergman. Oh. Don't either. Homers. Guess I'm gonna go back with the little one then. Means I don't need that much tractor. So, I don't need that much tractor. Here. That mass is enough. But run the McCormick's on everything else. Go with the next Magnum. And big one. We're gonna go with the roller track and bump that engine up, like I said earlier. Hot. $100. Okay. That was a fortunate mistake. We may have to modify one of those other tractors there with trailers. More like what? Again, nothing wrong with this 500, but wasn't what I was use. grab that Zimmerman. What we do is hang on to that track and sit back and farm. Be we're just gonna send it to that park area. And we are going to grab that tri-six and sell it. There are some pretty solid discussions as to this. Here we go, stand back. Oh, we're gonna shop repair. That's what it's called. Area. And crazy person. We are going to make this about 30 minutes left on the show today. Probably be just enough to get our feed routes and everything set up for the cattle pens. And possibly we're going to discuss going and buying cattle. So I'll tell you what, let's do. We're waiting on tractors. They'll run up here to the sale barn. In here. And again, I'm just going to buy the first 30 Herefords. Buy a full pot load of Herefords. And I'm not going to pay a lot of attention to their genetics. Normally I would. Get some cattle in the pens right now. Get how many I can move. It's a bull there though. Oh, those are all. There's one. We're just gonna buy them out and find good decent gold. And ain't not bad. Goals. And I'm going to buy the selector. Close to stay in the field. If it gets there, we'll deal with it. Yep. So the target on this one is kind of tricky. I'm going to have to feel around. Let's find it. What I do is I will lay the marker down where I'm at. Leave that truck sitting. Yep, I almost made a boo-boo. I've been right in my way. Wonder. That's interesting, to say the least. Just in this vehicle, very long. I have lost my little connection points. I'm sure it's more than a issue on my part. Probably have turned something off. Yeah. Up there. Foot tips. Markers on both. Well, what we may have to do is do a little restart, and I will be back momentarily. Yep. Just save real quick. And we're back. Sorry about that. And I have come to the conclusion. I'll find out if I'm right or not. But I've come to the conclusion that it is the, yep, there we go. Everything's back. Take that, but there you go. And we're gonna go with pasture. Pasture 1. BMR. Oh, be you. I shall. Leave while we're here. We're going to get rid of that tree, and that's fine. Be my wish. We may put the tree back, but further away from the road. He was in a real bad spot there. Always try to test them with them on as a main. In other words, the green. Just to make sure they work the way we want them to work. Then we can change them to a secondary. Maybe just put the tree on the other side. I would like. It will serve no purpose whatsoever. I would like to. The windmill here. I think I have. You know what? Wells. There we go. Yeah. It's not low. You know. I put some you up that ever happens. We'll get one though. All that matters. Ahead and alright. Pick up. Yeah. Silo. That's not right. See how he navigates this. MR one. Maybe we can save a couple data points by utilizing the same route. I just ran over the tops and put it in there without the tree. Yeah, do that. And you can use the curve tool in auto drive to do some of this, but the problem with this is that sometimes it will let you get to the fence. Ooh. Well, guys, that's another one in the books. Thank you for stopping by. And if there's anything we can do to help you, just let me know. To parents, I am so sorry I missed your message earlier. Come back and listen to this. I tend to get my head down game, and let's say I get my head down in the game and I'm not paying attention to chat like I should. But thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope you have a fantastic evening. And everything goes well for you. Be back on Wednesday and again on Friday. Possibly a Sunday show this week. Don't know yet. Still evaluating. Tomorrow we're going to continue where we are now. I'll finish up with the cattle pasture and the hay harvest. And y'all have a good night.